Happy Canada Day, everyone. I hope you're spending the day relaxing, rejuvenating, doing all the things that make you happy. I love bringing these health blasts to you because they are purely designed to offer you a few key health tips with the intention of them being super practical and super sustainable. So for some of you who have been with doTERRA for a while, today's topic is first aid, and I have a feeling you probably have these items on hand at home already. So you're really going to appreciate what I'm about to share with you. For those of you who aren't doTERRA members just yet, I'm just going to suggest to you, it is the easiest thing on earth to join doTERRA. There is no, just saw a hornet. There is no obligation to being a member, no expectation with regards to how much you spend a month or anything like that. It just opens you up to the opportunity to get your hands on natural products at a discounted price. So do give that some consideration, and definitely shoot me a message if you're curious about it. I would love to share with you the details surrounding that. But for today, we're going to be talking about first aid, and this is so simple, guys. This is our first aid kit. I thought I'd share it with you today because, again, the idea of keeping it super simple, practical, and something that you'll continue to do in terms of it being sustainable, I think it's really high this time around, because this is something that we can all appreciate. So this is my first aid kit, and this is the one, even though we have two other kits with large amounts of items in them, band-aids, tensor bandages, all the things, this is the one that every single one of my family members looks for whenever there's an issue. And we carry this with us whenever we travel, we're out at a ball game. It doesn't matter where we are, this little first aid kit comes with us. So let me just share with you what's in it. This is so easy for you to put together for yourself. And man, you're gonna love it. If you take the time and set this up once, you'll be so grateful all summer long that you did that. I am actually using a case that's one of those, I think it actually was at Shoppers Drug Mart. You know, in their travel section, they have those little first aid kits, or maybe they're grooming kits. I don't even know, but it's basically one of those little latched plastic containers. You don't need something like this. You could use like a little makeup bag or like a coin purse, anything that you've got around the home that you can just keep everything in one concentrated spot. For me, it is this little guy. So inside, I've got a few items that quite literally would take care of anything in terms of first aid issues that me, my husband, or any one of my 3 kids could run into. We've got the standard, let me just call it out right now. We've got the Band-Aids in there because when you have an 8-year-old daughter, everything seems to require a Band-Aid in order for it to feel better. And if you're a parent, I know you're driving with me on that one. Band-Aids make it all better, right? Okay, some of these items that are in here. I'm gonna start with what I would suggest is one of our family's very favorite items, and this is called Correct-X. So this would be, if you've never tried this one before, the best way for me to describe this one would be like what you're probably using polysporin for right now. So cuts, scrapes, burns, bug bites, things of that nature, even sunburns, or I'm trying to think of what else you might encounter in the summertime. You get a new pair of sandals, you're at a wedding, they end up rubbing blisters into your feet. This is awesome to have on hand. So it is comprised of frankincense, helichrysum, cedarwood, melaleuca, which is tea tree oil, and lavender. Okay, so, and it's in like the same kind of consistency as the polysporin, but if you take the time to kind of look through the additional chemicals in polysporin, I have a feeling that that might be one of those personal care items that you look to switch over time. And a little tube like this, while it is very small, little goes a really long way and insanely effective. Find a Leonardo's family member somewhere and ask them when they've used this and how quickly the issue was resolved, and you will be superbly impressed at how quick Correct-X works. So maybe for July, as you're thinking about what to put into your loyalty rewards cart, or maybe you're thinking of creating an order for the first time in a long time, I'm going to suggest you pop that one in there. It's inexpensive and highly effective. Okay, let's take a look at what else is in here. So as I mentioned, I've got the Correct-X and Band-Aids so far. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 just sample-sized vials of customized oils for my family. So these suggestions may resonate with you, and you might decide to put together something altogether different. But here is my suggestion for you. There are some absolutes that have to be in it. So let me grab the absolutes in case you really are a minimalist and want to keep it super duper simple. You have to have lavender in your first aid kit. It's just a must. So we already know from chatting over time that lavender helps calm the central nervous system down, right? But it is known as the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. So when you think lavender, do think calming, but think of it all things calming. So the skin becomes irritated because it's cut, it's burned, it's, you name it. It's going to calm the skin down. Bug bites. This is incredible for supporting the sting or the itch associated with a bug bite. And you only need just a small amount. If you're wondering right off the top, okay, that's great, Rebecca, but where do you get those little vials? There are essential oil supply stores. So it just depends on where you're located. Just type it in. Chances are Amazon.com or Amazon.ca is oftentimes where I'm hearing people are getting these from these days at a really minimal cost, okay? So lavender also great for calming of the emotions. So we know family vacations and different things are going to be happening over the next little bit. So calming all things, including emotions, might be very appealing to you. So get that in your first aid kit. And that can be applied directly to the skin. We typically advise diluting anything that you're about to apply to the skin, but a lavender is extremely gentle. It could be applied directly to a bug bite or sting or anything like that, okay? All right, so we've got lavender we've mentioned. For you minimalists, I'm trying to keep it just down to the absolutes. Tea tree oil, which is also known as melaleuca. You've probably had experiences with this before. If you have kids, you've probably used tea tree oil to help avoid or get rid of lice. But it is also wonderful on the skin. Again, very calming, very cleansing. Its cleansing properties on the skin give you that confidence to know that whatever you've encountered, endured, you're gonna be able to clean it out. So if you've got a deep cut or something along those lines, you can make sure that those antibacterial properties are going to work by having the tea tree oil on hand. I find it extremely relieving. Not everybody loves the aroma with tea tree oil, but they all love the effect that tea tree oil has on them. So do keep that in mind. The next one that is a must, I would suggest, would be frankincense. I keep a little vial of frankincense in my first aid kit because if you don't know what to use, and I've said this before in many of my training classes, if you don't know what to reach for, you can't remember, is it this, is it that? You know that the chemical profile of frankincense is so powerful that you could literally use frankincense for anything. It's the king of oils, or liquid gold, they sometimes call it. So yes, in all of the examples I've already given, bug bites, burns, etc., you could opt for frankincense instead and get optimal results from that as well. Frankincense is really known for reducing inflammation, like creating a positive inflammatory response in the body. So perhaps if, you know, I can't even think of an example where you'd have to reduce the inflammation, maybe you can probably think of an injury or something that would require the reduction of inflammation. Frankincense is notable for that. Peppermint, as well as Digest Zen, which is called Zengest in Canada. Both of these make the cut in my first aid kit because when it comes to first aid, it's about treating those, you know, minor occurrences. But over the summer months, if you're putting something like this together, chances are you're going to be traveling, maybe ingesting foods you don't normally eat. Maybe you are staying up late. You're just generally out of routine. That can cause digestive discomfort. And nobody wants to have a summer night ruined or a summer weekend ruined because their digestive system is off. All it takes is having one of these little sample vials in your first aid kit. You can drop either peppermint or the Zengest into a glass of water and just sip that over time. You do experience an almost immediate relief from digestive discomfort. Do keep in mind that peppermint, I have that in there also because it helps cool the body. So fevers or overheating in the sun or anything where body temperature has been raised and there's discomfort being experienced, peppermint is a great way to dial that down. Now, what I would suggest for using that would be putting a drop in the palm of the hand and massaging it onto the back of the neck. If we're talking about cooling body temperature down or relieving maybe the symptoms of a headache or some tension, you want to put it in the palm of your hand, then massage it into the areas where you're holding the tension, back of the neck, temples, sometimes the top of the head. You'll be the best judge of that, obviously. So it helps to cool the body. We've also found a solution for digestive discomfort. We're really on a roll. Hey, and don't forget, digestive discomfort is if you and your family are traveling and anybody in your family doesn't handle the travel overly well, Zengest or peppermint is brilliant for helping settle that unease that's associated with car sickness. Nobody wants that. Along that same thread, I keep the respiratory blend, which is called Easy Air in Canada. It's called Breathe in the US. But this one is great for supporting anything that's related to respiration. So if somebody's stuffed up because maybe they experience seasonal allergies, again, that's another one of those things. You want to be outside with your family, enjoying the weather, enjoying the scenery. You don't want something like a stuffed up nose ruining that for you. So just keeping a little vial in your first aid kit is going to offer you an opportunity to relieve that very quickly. Last but not least, I keep lemon in the first aid kit. I do this for a lot of reasons. Lemon is a very underappreciated essential oil, in my opinion. For one, it's terrific for boosting mood. And while that doesn't necessarily seem to be closely linked to first aid, if we're looking to support ourselves or family members, we have to consider the fact that emotional issues will come up. If we're spending close time with family, there might be opportunities where we need to have a little mood boost, right? So just taking the lid off and giving this a smell is going to transition somebody from maybe less than positive attitude to very positive in a short amount of time. So do keep that in mind. It's very worthwhile having in your first aid kit for that reason. Another great reason, again, when we were talking about digestive relief and digestive support, remember how lemon is deeply cleansing. You can clean your home. It's so detoxifying for the body. So if you have just recovered from a digestive issue and you want to maintain that state of well-being, I'm going to suggest that a drop of lemon in your water a couple times throughout the day is going to give you the support that you need. Not everybody will put lemon in their first aid kit. For me, this is something that I've discovered over time to be very useful. I also find on a personal level that mosquito bites, everybody will react differently to essential oils, so do keep that in mind, right? But when it comes to mosquito bites, I have such excellent results by putting a dab of lemon oil on a really, really itchy mosquito bite. So that might be your experience too. Keep in mind, everyone has, like I said, has a little bit different experience with the oils. So you might have to play around until you can curate the perfect first aid kit for you. But I just thought I would call some of those out because what an easy little hack to have in your life, something that you can tote around with the greatest of ease, something that every member in your family knows that they can reach for whenever they wish to, and have everything right at their fingertips. Super easy to use and highly effective. So while you're out enjoying some of these summer holidays, and I really hope you're enjoying your Canada Day, think about putting something like this together for your future endeavors this summer. We've got a lot of summer to look forward to. We don't want any of those situations that I mentioned to compromise the level of fun that we can have together. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Shoot me any questions, and I'll look forward to seeing you again on Friday for the noon hour Health Blast on Friday. Thanks for watching, guys.